How you going, guys? Just an unboxing review on the new Leupold VX Freedom 2-7x33. Doesn't come with any scope covers like the older VX2s. I'd like to see Leupold throw one of these in at another 10 or 20 bucks or whatever, but no, doesn't come with that. Packaging looks fantastic. Hard to get the crosshairs in there. Let's go through the scope slowly. The first thing I notice on this scope is how easy the powering is. Now, there's no marks to indicate where 7 or where 2 is, but obviously 7's straight up here, and 2 is there. So it's just a lot easier. So, but if you compare it to the VX1 or the VX2, this is much better. Now, even the turret caps here, they are bigger and they're really precise. So I'll compare both the VX2 and the Freedom in a second. Now, I'd probably like to see the turret caps a little bit lower, mainly on the side here, and there's a reason for that, so I'll explain later. So other than that, it's a really nice little scope. I've owned quite a few 2-7s. I seem to favour the 2-7 more than any other scope, so in the Leupold range anyway. Weight on this thing's around about 310 grams. The old VX2 is roughly around 290, which is neither here nor there. Eye relief, 3.7 to 4.17 or something like that. So glasses apparently improved on this version, blackened. I'll compare those as well. Now, these are two rifles here, VX2 here, 2-7, Freedom scope here. Now, as you can see, both are unloaded and safety checks, so that's all good. Now, I'll swing around here so you can get a comparison. Different finish on the Freedom, slightly glossier on the VX2. It's not the gloss version, this is the matte version, but this is even more matte. So as you can see, the powering, the difference in the style of powering compared to the big powering there. Now this has got a plus and probably a negative. Obviously this is wider, so you've got slightly less tube space. This is thinner, so more height difference. As you can see, that just clears the Game Reaper mounts there on the Tikka. It's probably neither here nor there. But the one thing that I will pick on, if you look this way, look at the turrets, okay? The turret here, now compared to the turret there. If you mount this scope low and you've got a rifle that ejects cases slightly upwards, I've had a lot of empty cases hit the turrets, not more so on Leupolds, but other brands, and fling back in the action. So just something to consider. Leupold have certainly got a great product here, but look, I'd like to see these a little bit shorter like that. So that's just me, it's just my opinion. But I haven't had any problems with this Tikka, this 9.3 Tikka, injecting empty cases and hitting the turret. So it's just something to consider. glass. Yeah, obviously you can't see it from here, but I'll do a comparison later. But from what I can see, comparing these scopes here, the VX Freedom looks better, slightly sharper, a little bit brighter. But in the field, I don't think you're going to notice a lot of difference. That's just my point of view on it. Now it comes with the stickers here, the classic, all the cards that you get, NRA stuff there. The box is fairly basic, but it does the job. Now I'm going to quickly touch on these Leupold rings. Now I usually use D&Z's, Warns, tallies, and I've seen these. This is actually going on a 450 Bushmaster, so as that scope is there, and for about 30 to 40, 45 bucks, these look like really good mounts. Alloy, so I've never had any problems with alloys. I've used tally ultralights on 340s, 375s, big rifles, but saying that, I've always used light scopes. So yeah, if you use a heavier scope on a bigger kicking gun, you might come into some grief. But I'll do another review on these later. So getting back to the scope, I'll see if I can spin this one around a little bit. They're just a fantastic scope, you know, like for the money. I don't think personally you can beat Leupold. I think they're in a class of their own. I own a Swarovski Z6. Put this down here, which is quite an expensive scope. I've got that on my main deer outfit, but look, is the Swarovski worth 7 times as much as the Leupolds, which these come in at about 320 bucks delivered to your door? Oh, look, you know, I would never sell the Z6, but these VX Freedoms for the money, you know, hard to beat. It's just a close-up again of the really, really well-made scope. Never had an issue with a Leupold. I've probably owned over 10, well over 10, so not one issue. The other thing I'll touch on is eye relief. Now, I used to work in a couple of gun shops and sold quite a few different scopes, and Bushnell are fantastic, the Bushnell 3500 series, but the one thing it lacks, especially the 3 to 9 configuration, it lacks eye relief. Now, I like a lot of eye relief on my guns, also like a lot of eye box, which is a term that when you look into the scope, you get that big full moon effect. Non-critical eye box is even better, which you're not searching for the. So that's one thing that Leupold, especially the 2 to 7s and the 3 to 9s have. The 3500 series Bushnell, fantastic scope for the money for about 300 bucks, but it's lacking eye relief, so it's good on some of the low kickers, but in a 9.3 or a 338. It can sort of touch you on the forehead every now and then, especially from difficult shots. Anyway, I'm nearly up to 9 minutes, so I'll just do a quick close-up of these scopes. See if we can get this off here with one hand. Hard to get the reticle in there, nearly impossible. compare it, the turrets, with this fella here. Sorry, I'm doing this with one hand. So as you can see, there's a difference. Obviously the height. So again, probably really nothing, but I just like to see these turrets, especially on the side, a little bit lower, just in case you get one of those rifles that likes to kick them slightly up. These days you get a lot of rifles with 2 ejectors, spring ejectors, which is a great idea, but sort of a comparison. So there you go, guys. Highly recommend this VX Freedom scope, or any other Leupold actually. If you can afford a little bit more, grab a Swarovski Z6, like a lot more. They're about $2,300, but a hell of a scope. And if you're going to own one scope, I would recommend that one for the weight, for the money, for really everything it has. So there you go. Leupold have done it again.